This is an exam question that's about comparing data on two individual species. An experiment was carried out in which two seeds, so we've got wheatgrass and cheatgrass, were grown together and separately, and they've got different ratios of the wheatgrass and cheatgrass grow. The question says, with reference to table 3.1, state two conclusions that can be drawn from the data. So if we look at this data then, first of all, if we look at the wheatgrass and cheatgrass root length when they're grown separately, the average root length of cheatgrass is much higher than wheatgrass. So cheatgrass has longer roots when grown separately. Then if we look at the length of the roots of wheatgrass when it's growing with cheatgrass, we can clearly see that there's a decrease in root length when wheatgrass is grown with cheatgrass. So wheatgrass has reduced root growth when grown with cheatgrass. And then as the proportion of wheatgrass to cheatgrass decreases, or the cheatgrass proportion increases compared to wheatgrass, that's causing a decrease in the wheatgrass length. So as the proportion of cheatgrass increases, length of wheatgrass roots decreases. If we look at the same effect on cheatgrass, as the proportion of cheatgrass increases, the root length actually increases as long as it's grown with wheatgrass. So when cheatgrass is grown with wheatgrass, it actually causes an increase in root growth. So wheatgrass causes growth of cheatgrass roots. And that's apart from this one here, which has caused a decrease in root length of cheatgrass. So when there's the highest proportion of cheatgrass, the root length of cheatgrass decreases. So in a mixture with the highest proportion of cheatgrass, root length decreases. Right, and then as always, because you're using a table, you'd need to make sure that you are quoting data. So you've got the data here, so you could say that when wheatgrass and cheatgrass are grown separately, cheatgrass has a longer roots of 82.8 centimetres compared to wheatgrass of 64.4 centimetres. Or you could say reduced root growth occurs when wheatgrass is grown with cheatgrass. When it's grown separately, it was 64.4 centimetres, and then when grown with cheatgrass, it's between 41 and 56.9 centimetres. So make sure that you're quoting data.